Welcome inside Studio S. I'm Dan Koob, joined as I always am on Wednesday by Anita. Mark, sorry we're a couple minutes late here, Anita. Again, Streamlabs strikes again. Get your act together, Streamlabs. Not sure what's going on, but how are you? I feel like I haven't seen you forever. We were talking before we jumped on. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. It's only been a week.
I think it's just because you miss me.
Yeah,
But
clearly.
that's kind. That's kind. It's all good.
We're on the same rotation
I'm,
that I'm
I know
on with Ted Lasso.
I'm wearing
That's
my
why.
my Aaron Rodgers shirt. I know it disgusts you, but
Yeah.
listen, he's got his press conference going on right now. It just ended, whatever the case may be. Jets. I know we're going to dive into some Jets talk as well. We're hitting all angles today, so I'm ready for you, Dan. Let's go.
Well, we're on the same rotation, you and I, that I'm on with Ted Lasso. Maybe that's why I miss you so much. I feel like I haven't seen Ted Lasso in forever, even though it's only been a week. We do have a lot of day baseball game going on. We have 6 games right now, so let's go over to the live streaming phone. Anita, you've got a whole bunch of bets in the hopper currently. You're on the Reds. They're taking on the Rangers. You can see little red dots here on Sport Trade. That's because we just got game state data into the app, so you never have to leave the app ever again. It's amazing. You've got the over 8.5 on Boston and Baltimore. The Orioles to win straight up at $90.50 right now. The Blue Jays minus 3.5, and the under in the Tigers and Brewers. Under 8.5, yeah, Tigers and Brewers. Well, I want to show you, just go into the screen real quick. You can now see with that game stake data exactly what's going on. There's no reason to have ESPN pulled up, even though I have it pulled up here, because I'm going to be navigating away at some point. So we'll check back in on our MLB bets, but we have so much to get into, and we only have about 22, 23 minutes to do it. So, Anita, let's talk about the association. Last night, the Nuggets closed out the Timberwolves. The Suns closed out the Clippers. But most people thought Atlanta was about to go 1-2-3 Cancun, except they went into the Garden and won. So Game 6 going back to hot Atlanta. On Sport Trade, you can trade series winners, which I'll pull up now. But I have to ask you, Anita, given that it is now 3-2 in favor of the Celtics, the Hawks are trading at just $6 to win the series. Can I interest you in that?
Yeah, absolutely. I would jump on it.
Wow.
They're going back to hot. Well, did you think they'd win last night without DeJounte Murray? I didn't. I
Absolutely
certainly
not.
did not.
Absolutely
So now they're going back to hot Atlanta, where they've already won twice, and you get Murray back. I'm sure he's going to be playing with a little extra something, considering that he was frustrated with the refs the previous game and had to sit out the last game. I think based on the style of play, what we've seen from this Atlanta team the last 3 games is giving them new life. Obviously, things are not rolling on all cylinders when it comes to the Boston Celtics. I know a lot of people like them to come in to win the championship. A lot of people felt they were the better team, better than the Bucks in the East. I told you don't sleep on the Knicks. We'll get into that in just a second. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sitting here telling you that the Atlanta Hawks are going to win the series. But if you could buy them at 6 right now and they win in Atlanta, Dan, how much do you think they go up? What? They go up to $11, $12, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, presumably they'd be the same price for whatever Game 7 in the Garden would be. If you get them at 6 and they go home and win with Murray now on the court, you're looking at probably 3 times your money right there. I think that's a sneaky, interesting play for a very low cost per share. You did mention the Knicks and the Cavs. The Knicks lead that series 3-1 tonight in Cleveland. The Knicks plus 195 on the money line. That's $33.50 per share. The Cavs at 67.5, minus 212. Have the Cavs given you any reason to believe that they're going to be able to cover 5.5 tonight?
No, they have not. I love this Knicks team. Give me the 5.5. I'll also play them on the money line. They have dominated the last 2 games. And granted, yes, they were at home at the Garden. But you know what I find really interesting is like Donovan Mitchell and Garland have not been able to both have good games. So Garland struggled at the Garden game 3. Mitchell struggled at the Garden game 4. He only had 11 points. The Knicks are playing suffocating defense. Josh Hart has just been unbelievable. RJ Barrett obviously stepped up at the Garden. Can he continue to have that style of play in Cleveland? Hopefully he can, because Julius Randle has been struggling.
Yeah.
So how I'm going to play this, I do like the under here. I think Cleveland plays better defense at home. I do like the Knicks getting the 5.5. I will play the Knicks on the money line. And also I will play Julius Randle under his point total.
So under
He's been
202 and a half. Yeah.
Julius Randle's been struggling. He's dealing with an ankle issue, and this has really been a tough series for him. Mobley, third in the voting of Defensive Player of the Year, and rightfully so. Look what he's doing with Julius Randle in the series.
So under 202 and a half is priced pretty even right now, minus 102 at $50 per share. You're on that, and you like the Knicks outright to close the series. Interesting. Okay, I don't have much of a play in this one, so we'll move on to Lakers and Memphis. A 7:30 Western Conference start. Daddy loves to see it. Let me tell you that. Lakers trading at $40 to win. That's plus 147. The Grizzlies at 62, minus 166. This series to me kind of feels like I'm just over the Grizzlies in general. So I hope the Lakers can clear this thing out tonight. As much as I hate to see the Lakers continue to advance. But I do think even if they lose, there's an opportunity to return some profit here on Los Angeles at just $40. This is going to be a contested game. I like buying them on the money line and trading out later. What do you think?
Yeah, I've got a small lean here towards the Grizzlies. This is one of the very few games where it's only a 1-day rest from game 4 to game 5. Game 4, as we know, went into overtime. LeBron James played 45 minutes. AD played 42 minutes. Grizzlies 35 wins at home. Game 4, they missed 31 of 42 shots from 3. I don't think that happens again. Morant 8 for 24. I don't think that happens again. I think they're going to put up a great fight tonight. I think they don't want to, they want to force a game 6. So I've got a small lean here towards the Grizzlies. I also like the under here at 222. Again, I see this as maybe the Grizzlies they come out strong. They're a good first quarter, first half team. And maybe because of the minutes that LeBron and AD played, they maybe, if this game gets too out of hand, maybe they sit. I think the under is the play here as well.
Yeah, the Lakers are interesting, right? Because they have so many older guys who are playing that if a game does get away with them, they kind of have to manage those minutes, right? So it kind of throws the latter end of fourth quarters into flux if they do kind of get out of control. Yeah, so you mentioned the, forgive me, the under, correct?
Yes, under 222.
Okay, so
what is it trading on Sport Trade?
Yeah, we have under 221 and a half at plus 102, $49 per share. So we'll lock that in. Okay. Heat and Bucks. Now, here's a little bit of a setup for you. The Heat obviously lead 3-1, but here's the most interesting stat of the entire postseason to me. During the regular season, the Miami Heat had the 25th most efficient offense in the entire association. There's only 30 teams in the league. And let me tell you, the ones at 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30 are not in the postseason. They had an offensive rating of 112.3 points per 100 possessions, but they are scoring at will against the Bucks. 130 points, 122 points, 121 points, 119 points in a big Jimmy Buckets game and a big win. The Heat tonight are trading into 16.5 at last check. Yeah, plus 496. The Bucks are at 85 minus 578. Have we seen anything from the Bucks that tells us this won't be a close game? You can get the Heat, and I'll scroll down, plus 16.5 at minus 207, plus 13.5 at minus 138. Is there any way that the Bucks are just going to blow the Heat out tonight?
I think there's a really good chance. I think they come back. Listen, they were the number 1 team in the East for
But
a
we
reason.
thought that going into last game. We thought, okay, the Bucks are done. They're done screwing around. They're going to go handle their business. We thought it in game 3 too.
Yeah,
Giannis is back.
I think it's different in Milwaukee than it is in Miami, and I think the Bucks it's do or die. I think they really step it up, and also I think they try to lock down Butler tonight. And again, I think this very well could be in another situation where if this is somewhat of a blowout, then do they rest Butler to live for another day and try to close it back out in Miami? So. Can Jimmy Butler get pulled early? I think that there's an opportunity that happens. And like I said, I think the Bucks come in. I think defensively, they just have to take him out of the equation because he is a Milwaukee Bucks killer. Easier
said than done, which brings me to our next point is Jimmy Butler's prop for scoring on Sport Trade tonight, 21.5. So before I toss it to you and ask you how you're going to handle that this evening, I did a little research. I was curious how Jimmy Butler responds after huge playoff games, right? Jimmy Butler, Brett Brown, former Sixers head coach, called him James Butler because he was the adult in the room during that Sixers playoff run where they lost in 7 to Toronto. So I want to know how he did after games in which he scored 30-plus points in his career in the playoffs. Again, to a point you made about LeBron James, only 1 day's rest. Jimmy Butler's 34. Doesn't sound that old. It is in basketball years, okay? So in those scenarios in which he scored over 30, the next game, his teams are just 7-9, and he's averaging 23 points per game in that data sample. His prop is 29.5. He has a demonstrated history of being unable to replicate those performances. The under is at minus 117. So with that knowledge, and I assume you're on the under here because you had said you could foresee a scenario in which he doesn't even finish the game, how would you play his prop?
Yeah, I would play I think the prop is elevated and rightfully so, right? I mean, he's just had a phenomenal series. But again, I think with the Bucks and to their backs to the wall and back in Milwaukee, I think defensively they come in and they realize they need to do everything and anything they can to stop Jimmy Butler. So I'm leaning towards the under here. I probably wouldn't play this, Dan.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't play this, but if you and I are hanging out at a bar and we're like, hey, what are we gonna do here? I'd say let's take the under because the Bucks have been so good. Like I can't see them go. Dan, I can't see them going out like this. I can't see them going out like this.
The Heat are $16 per share, Anita.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I would put money on. I would take that at $16. I would take it. I just probably at some point in time I would sell it.
Oh yeah. Of course. I mean, we're looking at this purely from a value play. In fact, I want to see how that kind of stacks up real quick with everybody else because I can't imagine that's a massive number. It seems to be basically everywhere. Yeah, plus 515 at last check on unabated is where we had it. A little bit out of a date. But yeah, to me, this is easy. Throw it on there. It's going to be a competitive game in my opinion. Okay, we'll wrap up the NBA this evening with the Warriors and the Kings. That series tied at 2 as it shifts back to San Francisco. The Warriors right now trading at minus 120 at $54 per share. The Kings plus 111 at home at $47 per share. I'm interested in this game specifically because we talked about the series futures before, right, with Atlanta and Boston. 2 of the next 3 games, presuming there's a game 7, are going to be in Sacramento. The Kings just $35 per share to win the series. That's plus 182. The Warriors are 11-32 away from San Francisco. That means something. They're really good at home. They're effing awful away from the Chase Center or whatever they're calling Oracle Arena now. I like the Kings here. We have a demonstrated ability to not perform on the road for Golden State, regardless of their history and their resume. And we have a Sacramento crowd that lifts that team's effort, and a team that almost beat them in Game 4 too. So I like the Kings tonight, plus 111. What do you think?
If Fox did not have a broken index finger,
yeah,
I would love the Kings tonight. I have some major reservations. Did you see the video of him at shoot around?
I haven't, no.
Yeah. First of all, they don't show him shooting the ball.
Okay.
They don't show him shooting the ball. And also they show him fidgeting with the
splint,
brace the splint that he had. Listen, Dan, I play a lot of pickup basketball. I was actually quite good at one point in time in my life. How do you get the rotation? How do you get that rotation on the ball if you're because think about it, your index finger.
Yeah, it's leading.
One of the last things that it leaves. So how do you get the spin on the ball if you're wearing a splint on your index finger? And Fox, let's be honest, he's been the end all be all in this series. 38 points in Game 4. So
yeah, they need Sabonis.
If he wasn't injured, man, I'd be all over the Kings. I just don't know. Listen, they're 23-18 at home. As you've stated, Golden State, they're just horrible on the road. 15, 36, and 1 against the spread on the road this season. It's
Mm,
horrible.
mm.
Prop bet wise, and I'm not sure if probably Sport Trade won't have Monk, but I'm looking at over in points and par for Monk. I think he's going to have to step up in a big way because I don't see Fox putting up 38 points.
Yeah.
So my play here, by the way, is the under. I like the under in this game because again, I think Fox is going to struggle to put up some points.
Yeah, it's a fair point. They need Sabonis to break out of the coma that he has been in. I mean, Draymond Green has basically rendered him completely ineffective. One last thing on the NBA, then we'll move on because now we're short on time. Looked at the money lines last night. The Hawks were plus 686. They were $12 on Sport Trade and they won. Are there any dogs that you're comfortable taking tonight?
You mean? Hold on one second. Let me let me call it. So dogs tonight. Like I said, I like the Knicks. I do like Memphis getting the points against the Lakers. I think Milwaukee very well. This could be a blowout game for the Heat, and then they come home to try to close it out in game 6.
Hey, we're not above self critiques here. Bad question by me. Terrible question. You had already answered that question, so my
that's
apologies.
okay. That's all right.
All right, we'll transition to the NHL. Last night, 3 series had games. It's now 3-2 in all of those series. Tonight, Boston has a chance to put away Florida. The Panthers at $31.50 here at last check. The Bruins at $69.5. That's minus 233. And then the Kraken level with the Avalanche at 2-2 in that series. The Kraken going off at plus 160, $38 per share. The Avalanche minus 181, $64 per share. Do you have any hockey-specific leans this evening?
Yeah, I like the Bruins on the puck line. I think enough dilly-dallying around with this Panthers team, right? The Bruins finally getting healthy. They're going to have all men on ice today. And also, I do like the under here, under 6 goals. I think the Panthers would be lucky if they score 2 goals against the Bruins. And give me the Kraken. Actually, give me the Avalanche because the Kraken, they're going to be without McCann. He's out. 40 goals and 30 assists this season. So I do like the Avalanche tonight as well to get up on the series 3-2.
So I'm not much of a trends guy, but I will start here with Seattle and Colorado. We've got the under at 6.5 at minus 135 at last check. Let's see, that is now at minus 166. The 5.5 right now is minus 106, and that means the market has definitely moved because previously today it was plus 115, and that was before we hopped on the best number of the market. I'm not exactly sure where it is right now, but under 5.5 minus 106. I'll bring that up because 3 of the 4 games in this series have ended right at 5 goals. The other one was at 6. So it's been a well-contested series throughout, despite the fact that Colorado, I believe, is the 1 seed in the Western Conference. But if I had to make any bets on any NHL this evening, it would be the under 5.5 at minus 106, $51 per share. All right, let's talk. Go ahead.
Really quick. Yeah. What's the Rangers to win the series? What is that? What is that at? I would.
We may not have the series pricing up just because this is my beta account, not my actual account.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have it up. I can let you know.
Okay.
I believe the Rangers are favored. If I had to guess.
Okay. Yeah, I mean this has been such an entertaining series. The hell with home ice. But I think the Rangers, number one, they got to get back to really scoring on their power play. The Devils, they've clogged that neutral zone. So I think the Rangers, they've got excellent coaching. They've got too much talent to be manhandled the way that they have by the Devils the last 2 games at the Garden. So I see the Rangers coming in, and I have the series going the distance. I have it going 7, but I've got the Rangers winning the series.
Moving on, Aaron Rodgers just introduced as the New York Jets starting quarterback for 2023. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this, Anita. Their odds to win the Super Bowl went from $6.50 per share to $7.50. Let me save you all time. They're not going to win the Super Bowl. Knock it off. He's the 7th best quarterback in their conference. The Mexico Open going off this weekend as well. John Rahm in a very limited field. I'm sorry, did you have anything to add there?
No, I'm with you. I personally think that the Jets gave up way too much for this trade, and I just I believe it's going to be Super Bowl or bust for the Jets. I don't see it happening. Now, do they get into the playoffs? Yes, I think they get in as a wild card. I like the over under win total. I like over 9.5 wins, but yeah, I don't see them winning the Super Bowl.
It's just a waste of time. No one's talking about the 7th best quarterback in the NFC. Mexico Open. John Rahm, the prohibitive favorite. I'll pull the markets back up. At last check, let's see, 27.5 plus 258 to win the Mexico Open. This, to me, with a very small field, feels like an opportunity to actually short John Rahm, which means you're taking the field. You're betting against something to happen. So I'm on record here, Anita. I am actually going to short John Rahm. So for $73.50 per share, you could short John Rahm, take the field to win $25.97. That's how I feel about this.
Okay, well, I'm going to take John Rahm.
All right, straight up. There we go.
7,500 yards, par 71. This course suits long hitters, and he's one of the best. The 2022, now keep in mind, we've got a small sample size here in regard to this tournament, but last year, every player who finished in the top 12 gained strokes on the field off the tee, and he is one of the best. He checks all the boxes. Confidence after the Masters win, defending champion, so looking to defend his title. Top of the charts in regard to strokes gained. His long and straight drive, top 5 on the field for driving, putting, approach play in the last 6 months. And as you said, this really is a very lackluster field.
Yeah.
So I'll put my money on John Rahm. I think he defends his title. I'm also going to throw some coin on Gary Woodland, one of the only 2 players on the field that sit above John Rahm in strokes gained off the tee, has made 4 cuts in a row and finished top 15 at Augusta. So I'm curious what Woodland is trading for.
$3.50. Plus 27.02.
So that's where my coin is rolling. I'm going with Rahm and I'm going with Woodland.
Okay, we'll wrap things up today with a check real quick of your bets here, Anita. You're down $16. So we've given back 19 plus 16 is what, 35? So we've given back $35 in that time.
$16. The Reds are still up on
the Reds are tied at 3 right now in the top of the 9th.
I've got them still up. You've got them, I guess, my
tell
ESPN.
You, this game state data is just unbelievable. So we got them tied. You have the over 8.5.
I got the Orioles up on the Red Sox 5-2.
Yep, that's up $5.50. You're up $9.
I got the Blue Jays up on the White Sox 4-0.
Also up $9.50. You're under 8.5 for the Brewers, and the Tigers is down $25 because the Brewers have scored 5 runs. The Tigers
They were up 5-0. So really, actually, the
Tigers scored 2. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. So you're getting close there. 7 runs on an 8.5 run total, with about half the game left to play. So you're down 28.
So this is how I would win my money back, and that is, you know me, I am all over Arizona. I love Arizona on the run line going up against Kansas City. Zach Gallen is back on the bump for them today.
South Jersey's own, Zach Gallen.
Is he really from South Jersey? I didn't know that. He's given up 0 runs, 29 strikeouts in his last 3 outings. Bullpen for Kansas City, no bueno. Kansas City, 4th fewest runs in Major League Baseball. Love Arizona on the run line. That's how I would try to make up. What am I down, you said? I'm down how many?
Right now, you're up 350.
Oh, there we go.
Just like that, you're back.
See?
And we're back.
This is sport trade. Things change in an instant.
Anita Marks, thank you so much. We'll talk to you next week.
You got it. Thank you.